Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Biolab, and this is Vamsi here at Biolab, and hope you all are doing great. And NEET date is also arrived, that is May 7th, and as I told you that I will be making the requested videos from today, and we have got some requested topics from the human physiology chapter. Those are from respiration, next one body fluids and circulation, next excretion, and these are the three chapters which I have got some requested topics, and I have selected those three topics which are also remaining, that is locomotion, neural and chemical. I will be giving you some glance about those. In locomotion, for suppose say sliding filament theory, I will be giving you a glance. Next one, neural, I will be giving you a glance at the conduction of impulses. And chemical, I will be providing you the sheet which I have prepared, which contains all hormones, their functions and their deficiencies or hypersecretions also. These are about zoology or human physiology. I have also received them in botany also. I will be making these videos some other day of the botany, and in today's video we will be seeing the first three chapters, as I said, the respiration, body fluids and circulation, and excretion. Okay, we will be starting with body fluids and circulation, then we will be moving on to excretion, then we will be coming to respiration. Since respiration, it is a small topic about volumes, respiratory volumes and its capacities, so that is what we will be starting with. Body fluids and circulation, in which cardiac cycle is present, which I have to explain you along. So let's move on to the cardiac cycle first of all, then let us come back here. Yes, cardiac cycle, I will be finishing off with the double circulation. Okay, I'll be mixing both, and then I'll be telling you. It would be very clear, and also soon test series is also going to be started on our channel. That for that I want you to do one thing. If you want it live, please put in the comment section, or I'll be making it a record. As per me, live would be more efficient. We'll be solving the questions, okay, simultaneously. I'll be explaining you if any question is not available, or if any question you did not get. So that is what. So let us start with today's session, since it is gonna be some 45 or 1 hour session. So without any further ado, let's get started with cardiac cycle first of all. Cardiac cycle is the main heading, put it. This is just a requested video, so I will not be teaching whole lesson here. I will be teaching the portion which is necessary and which is asked for me. Okay, so let's take a red or yellow is fine, but yellow, well, I have opted yellow. Okay, wait, let's change what's the cardiac cycle. First of all, let's do like this. Put lungs here. Do not draw lungs. Just put lungs in lungs. Okay, it's enough. It's more than enough, if I ask. Let's go here. Put here body parts. Body parts. Okay. As I said, I'll be teaching you both simultaneously. So that's what I'm doing. And here is our heart. Okay, is red color familiar or is it visible? Asking, not familiar, sorry. Is it this visible? Let me check. So if it is visible, I'll be continuing. Yes, it is visible. Now this is your right atrium, not the right ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. These are your 4 chambers of your heart. I'll be completing the double circulation as well as cardiac output. Now see, the magic goes here. You mark in your textbook the same way what I am doing. What is this 3? This represents tricuspid valve. Do you know the functions of valves? Valves prevent backflow of blood. Okay, wherever valves are present, they prevent backflow. If you have seen the tap system, or you can also take the pipe system or the drainage system which is present in our house, there are also valves are present. There are valves present in a house system also. Here these valves prevent the backflow of blood. Okay, this is your tricuspid valve, which is present in the from right atrium to right ventricle, and the two dashes is your bicuspid valve, or it is also called as mitral valve or mittal valve, whatever you say. Mittal valve, the same thing. Remember this, since it is or we forget generally. Since it is or we forget. Okay, tricuspid, bicuspid, where it is present left atrium to left ventricle. Okay, left atrium to left ventricle. Now let us start the cardiac cycle, the original cardiac cycle. As you all know, the deoxygenated blood from the body parts reaches the right atrium. This is your deoxygenated blood. It reaches the right atrium to vena cava. Come on, you have to help me here. It reaches the right atrium through vena cava. Okay, from right atrium it goes into right ventricle. Okay, from right atrium it goes into right ventricle. The 70% of the blood received by right atrium is transferred into right ventricle without any contraction of the chambers. Without any contraction, 70%. Okay, this is your 70% of blood, and remaining 30% is through contraction of right atrium. Okay, that is the thing happening here. And this valve opens. Whenever it opens, the blood flows from right atrium to right atrium to right ventricle, and whenever it closes, it makes a sound, that is your lub sound, which is your first sound of your heartbeat. Now lub, which is the closure of tricuspid, first sound produced in the heartbeat, lub sound. Okay, write it here, lub, LUB, not LAB, lab, no, yes, lub sound. And 70% of the blood which is collected from the body parts to the right atrium is transferred into right ventricle through diastole, through relaxation only. No contraction happens. The remaining 30% only is through the contraction of right atrium. Now, from right ventricle, what happens is the blood flows from right ventricle to lungs. This is also deoxygenated blood through pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery. Now what happens is these valves close now, not before. What happens? See, right atrium. These are your tricuspid. Remember for some time. Blood poured into right ventricle. Now this is your right ventricle. Now this right ventricle pumps the blood into lungs. When it is pumping, there can be some blood which could enter into right atrium. Now what happens if this enters into right atrium? That becomes a problem. So that is why when this right ventricle contracts, the tricuspid valve closes. When the right atrium contracts, tricuspid valve closes. So by closure of tricuspid valve, there produces a sound which is lub. I have already told you that, which is lub. Okay, that is due to the contraction of right ventricle. Now this is your single circulation from body parts to heart and from heart to lungs. Now why we call it as double circulation? Since the blood should enter the heart twice. Now where is the second thing? Please do not worry, it is coming on your way. Here it is. Here you go. From lungs into the left atrium through pulmonary vein. I hope the spelling is wrong. Yes. Now I understand. Pulmonary vein. And from left atrium it reaches to the left ventricle. This is also same, 70% and 30%. This is the same, since both the chambers contract at a time. And from left ventricle it is transported into body parts. This is your oxygenated blood, the same thing here, and this is your transported through aorta, transported to aorta. Now got it? Now got it? And we have other valves called as semi-lunar valves, which semi-lunar valves which are present uh, in the pulmonary artery and aorta. Pulmonary artery and aorta. These prevent backflow of blood here. Okay, draw it here some in zigzag way. Okay, then you remember it. This zigzag is your semilunar valves. They prevent the black flow of blood whenever the right ventricle relaxes. When the right ventricle contracts, the first sound is produced, the lub, and whenever the right ventricle relaxes, again the blood which entered into the pulmonary artery and aorta may return to the ventricles. So that is why here produces the second sound due to the closure of semilunar valves, that is your dub sound. Dub sound, that is due to the semilunar valve closure. Second sound, lub dub. Okay, lub dub. Okay, that sound is due to this. Why dub sound is produced? Due to the closure of semilunar valves where they are present in the pulmonary artery and aorta, in order to prevent black flow of blood from pulmonary artery or aorta into the ventricles. Okay, clear, got it. And here also same lub sound here. Okay, the closure of the heart inside inner heart valves produces lub, that is your tricuspid and bicuspid. Sorry, here I have mentioned it. Bicuspid. Please mention bicuspid also here. Tricuspid and bicuspid produce lub sound, whereas the semilunar valves produce dub sound. And this is your cardiac cycle. This is the first topic which is requested by the subscriber, and hence I have completed this. Okay. Let's move. Okay, is this clear? If you have any doubts, post it in the comment section below. Now the second topic which is asked from this topic is ECG. This ECG is very simple. Really it is simple, since we all know that is your electrocardiogram. Actually, in the above thing, I have forgot to tell you something about the stroke volume SV. This is 70 ml stroke volume. In the NCERT it is mentioned clearly with the definition. Let me read the definition for you. As mentioned earlier, 72 beats per minute. Yes, heartbeat is 72 beats per minute. Okay, that may okay, 72 beats per minute, that many cycles are performed per minute. 72 cycles are performed per minute, and from this it could be detected that the duration of cardiac cycle duration is 0.8 second. One cardiac cycle duration is 0.8 second, and approximately during each ventricle pumps out approximately 70 ml of blood, and this is called a stroke volume. Ventricle stroke volume, V for ventricle, remember like that. SV stroke volume, V for ventricle, remember like that. Okay, now this stroke volume multiplied by beats gives you the cardiac output. Now what is the stroke volume? 70 into beats is 72, gives you the cardiac output. So now let's say this is also 70, so 4900. This is your cardiac output. 4900 ml per minute. That is your cardiac output. Got it? Got it? No. Therefore, cardiac output can be defined as the volume of blood pumped out by each ventricle per minute, averages up to 5000 ml or 5 liters. Yes, this is we have approximated it as 70. If you take 72, it is 5000 ml per minute, or it can also be said as 5 liter per minute in a healthy individual. Okay, the body stroke volume cardiac output can be known. Got it? Got it? Very clear. Now let's move on to the electrocardiogram, that is your ECG. ECG, electrocardiogram. Now, why do we study this electrocardiogram? First of all, our heart is myogenic. You have to remember that. Myogenic. Our heart, human heart is myogenic. Then fish's heart is neurogenic. Myogenic means self-excitable. If it is self-excitable, it has to produce some electrical impulses in order to generate heartbeat. Electrical impulses generate heartbeat. Okay, electrical impulses generate heartbeat. If electrical impulses are generating heartbeat, then if you check the electrical impulse, if you monitor the electrical impulse, you can tell the functioning of the heart. Very clear. Where is this yellow color? If you monitor this electrical impulses of the heart, you can tell the condition of the heart. And this monitoring is done by ECG, electrocardiogram. The electrical activity of the heart is mentioned or is seen by ECG. In our NCRT, we have mentioned about they have mentioned about standard ECG, which is simply basically it uses simply 3 leads, in which 2 leads are placed onto 2 wrists, both right and left, 2 wrists, and 1 lead is placed on the left ankle. Okay, 1 lead is placed on the left ankle and 2 wrists are placed on the 2 wrists. Now how this ECG looks like, many of us have done this ECG when we are young. Now see this ECG cannot be drawn as per our wish, since it is the it is the life of a man. If you draw ECG as per your wish, the life of the man would. This is the line, and this is your P wave. There goes your Q wave. There goes your highest tall R wave, and a little deep depression than the Q wave, and a little higher curve than the P wave. And this is your T, Q, S, R, P. P, Q, R, S, T. P wave should be shorter than T wave. Remember these words. P wave shorter than T wave. Okay, these are not mentioned in the NCRT class 11, but they are mentioned in the class 10 book. P wave should be shorter than T wave. Q wave should be the same, shorter than or a little deeper. Okay, deep. Let's say this, shorter than S wave. S wave or the same thing. S wave should be more deeper than Q wave. Okay, and R wave should be the highest peak. Now you have to understand what these waves denote for, and then we will be completing the ECG also. Let us understand what these waves belong for, what these waves are meant for us, why should we study this. Now starting with P wave, the P wave denotes the depolarization. Please do not worry, I'll be giving you the meaning of this polarization. Depolarization means, simply remember, contraction, decontraction, depolarization, contraction, or you can also say it as systole. Systole, depolarization of atria, both the atria. Next, QRS complex, we call it as QRS complex. We will not study this individually, but we study it as a complex called as QRS complex, and this is due to the depolarization, same depolarization, contraction of ventricles. Then the last T wave represents the repolarization, only repolarization in the standard ECG, that is your T wave, and this implies relaxation. What is the other for relaxation? Yes, diastole. And this represents repolarization of ventricles. Okay, that is your ECG. This is your ECG, electrocardiogram. Got it? Enough? That's it. If you have any further doubts, please mention in the comment box below. Now we'll be moving on to excretion, and in excretion we have two topics to cover. One is the countercurrent flow, and the second one is the absorption of minerals or the functions of tubules as per your NCERT. Okay, wait. We have, I hope this is infinitely scrolling pages. Okay, let's make a line here. This line would not be perfect at all, as expected. Okay, and now okay, let's make this here only. Let's start this here. Again a line. There you go. Now let's start the okay, the color I know. Now let's start the what to say, the functions of tubules. Very important topic. Very important. Focus here. Focus. Full focus here. Full attention here. Now let me draw the diagram. If you want, you can skip this for another 5 seconds or 10 seconds or short. Then come back. This one I require more, since there are more substances which are reabsorbed. There you go with the descending limb. Hairpin bend and thin ascending limb, thick ascending limb, DCT, initial collecting duct and collecting duct. There you go. Yes, here again glomerulus, afferent arteriole, efferent. Now start with labeling the parts. This is your glomerulus, Bowman's capsule. So glomerulus, I'm giving you extra information also. Glomerulus plus Bowman's capsule gives you Malpighian body. This is your PCT part. This is your descending limb. This is your thick ascending limb. This is your thin ascending limb. This is the thin ascending limb. This is your DCT part. This is your initial collecting duct. This is your collecting duct. First of all, is the video recording? Yes. Thanks. Okay. Now let's see the substances that are reabsorbed and that are selectively secreted in these parts of the nephron. Now starting with the PCT part as per NCERT, what are being reabsorbed? Now let me give you a clarity. This is your, if this is your some tubule of the nephron, if the arrow is put like this, it is called as absorption. I hope you all know this. If the arrow is put like this, secretion. Okay, secretion. Hello, 1 minute. I was yes, this is the mic. Actually, I have changed the mic for the first recording, and that recording was collapsed. So that is why I'm checking again. Okay, this all you know. I hope now. In the PCT part, there are many substances, like 5 substances which are reabsorbed. HCO3 is reabsorbed, HCO3 minus. Next one is NaCl is reabsorbed, water is reabsorbed. Next one K plus and nutrients, and not nitrogen, nutrients. I understand. In the PCT part, 70 to 80% of the electrolytes are being reabsorbed, and selectively secreted items are H plus and NH3. In the running matter, they have given you that K plus is being selectively secreted, but it is selectively secreted in the GCT part and absorbed in the PCT part. Now what are the 5 substances that are absorbed? HCO3 minus, NaCl, H2O, nutrients, K plus. What are the 2 substances that are secreted? H plus and NH3. Now DL or descending limb. I have a trick for you to remember. Have you seen hills, and have you seen any time a water valley which is flowing, or waterfall? Yeah, Niagara waterfalls. These are your waterfalls, and this waterfall comes down, coming down from the hills. When it is coming down, this water is displaced onto the sides. This water is displaced onto the sides, onto the banks of that waterfall. In the same way, DL, this is your one of the hill, this is your another hill, a mountain, and this DL. So hence it is waterfall, and hence water is removed, water is reabsorbed, water is reabsorbed. While you are moving down, I am telling you the counter current action here only, please listen carefully. While moving down the descending limb, the concentration of primary filtrate increases and dilution decreases. What is the reason? Permeable to water, impermeable to ions. Permeable to water, impermeable ions. Remember waterfalls for DL. Remember waterfalls for DL. Okay, got it. Now, while it is coming to the hairpin bend, here it becomes isotonic to the inner medullary fluid, and while it is moving up, now see, one is going down, one is moving up. There is a counter current flow. Due to this counter current flow, most of the concentration of the urine is maintained, and in thick ascending limb, it is quite opposite. The ions are secreted, water is retained. Like NaCl. NaCl is reabsorbed, water is retained. So here what happens? While moving up, concentration decreases, dilution increases. Remember one thing, either concentration or dilution. Do not try to remember both, you would lose the mark. So that is why remember one thing, the second thing is the opposite of it. Now coming to DCT part, the same things which are reabsorbed here are mostly reabsorbed. NaCl, H2O, that's it. And K plus is secreted in the DCT, and also H plus is secreted. H plus and K plus are secreted in the DCT. Now there is a counter current action between DL and AL, and also vasa recta and the Henle's loop, and there is a close proximity. And this close proximity, what happens is, here from CD, urea is reabsorbed, and due to the close proximity, this urea is again secreted into the thin ascending limb, and Also here the NaCl which is reabsorbed, it is secreted into the vasa recta. Here it is your vasa recta, it is secreted, and from here into the DL of vasa recta, into the DL from AL of, okay, you will be confused from here. Let me write it here. Okay, got it, understood. What's this? Okay, from AL of Henley's loop to DL of vasa recta, NaCl is secreted and reabsorbed. Okay, NaCl is secreted here, reabsorbed here, secreted here, reabsorbed here, NaCl. Now the thing is that I am explaining you the counter current flow here also. Now see, and now again it is reabsorbed in the AL of vasa recta, reabsorbed, and this reabsorbed goes into the AL of Henley's loop, and this reabsorbed goes into the AL of Henley's loop. Okay, yes. So this is your proximity and counter current flow. Proximity, this is your proximity, and due to this humans produce nearly 4 times concentrated urine than the primary filtrate produced. So this is the important point that you have to remember. How many times they can ask? They can ask how many times? 4 times. And here urea is being selectively secreted in the ascending limb and absorbed in the CD part, and also water is being lost. Okay, now here is a question for you. If the PCT part of the nephron is removed surgically, assume, then what is the nature of the urine produced? Is it diluted or concentrated? Think and tell the answer. Think and tell the answer. Yes, it is concentrated, since 70 to 80% of the electrolytes and minerals are being reabsorbed here. If water is not reabsorbed here, it is being reabsorbed in the rest parts, so it can be balanced. So this is important, and these are the functions of the tubules which you have asked me. I have completed it. Okay, got it? Make a note, or else I will be providing your notes. Don't worry, make a note of it. It would help, it would benefit is for you and for me if we write the notes. There you go. Is this page sufficient? Yes, this is infinitely scoring page. I understood. Okay, again. Please. Okay, last time. Yes. Now let us move on to the second topic, that is I have completed ECG, cardiac cycle, absorption, countercurrent mechanisms, and I have with respiratory capacitors. Now we will be completing that, and this session is going to be ended. Okay, let us see the time of the session. Yeah, 34 minutes. I told you, right? It would be some 40-minute session. Come on, let's just do respiratory volumes. Oxygen dissociation curve also is being asked, but I'll be making it when we do the questions. In the test series I'll be making it, sorry, since I have to explain it more. Like, I'm not more, but I have to explain it regarding the questions, how they are asking the questions I have to explain. So that is why style, yeah, maintain some style. So that is why I'm speaking like this. Okay, let us move on further. As per NCRT, let us make a table here: TV, IRV, ERV, ERV, IRV, TV, and RV. Four volumes. Okay. Now, first of all, let us write the definitions. TV, TV. Uh, what is TV? Volume inspired, volume of air inspired or expired due to normal respiration. Okay, normal respiration. I hope this would not be seen by you since my camera is stopping you to see this. Yes, I know it. So let me disable my camera for some time. I'll be again coming. There you go, there you go, there you go. Now, IRV, volume of air or additional, put additional. Additional volume of air inspired even after forcible inspiration. These all definitions you have to remember. Again, additional volume of air, same blah 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 blah, expired even after blah 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 forcible expiration. Okay, next RV, remaining air. In the lungs even after forcible ignore the spelling, forcible expiration is your R. Got it? These are your definitions. You have to remember this. It is very simple. It is very simple. Once I am telling you, IRV, inspiratory capacity, inspiratory volume, inspiratory reserve volume, inspiratory reserve means addition, inspiratory forcible inspiration. When do you use the word addition? If something is present and you are adding to something, again that thing, you are adding something to something which is already present. Okay, so that is why you have to remember the definitions. Okay, do something and remember it. As per me, I have remembered as per the words only. So that is the best way. There are no tricks to remember these definitions, since again you have to remember the tricks, and full mess, you will make a full mess in the final exam. So that is why let's remember it using the words. Okay, these are your volumes. Now I forgot to write the values and I have put a line. Yes. Let us see the values first of all. Values with yellow color. Okay, TV. Now come on, tell me. You have to tell me about TV. What is the TV value? It is 500 ml. Now here is a confusion. Is it 600 to 8000 ml or 500 ml? It is 6000 to 8000 ml per minute, and this is per beat approx. Sorry, per breath. Breath approx. Per breath approx. This you have to remember. This is very important. Until and unless they ask per minute, you have to remember this. Until and unless they ask. Now IRV. What is IRV? 2500 ml to 3000 ml. Okay, 2500 ml to 3000 ml. What is RV? Come on, 1000 ml to 1100 ml. What is RV? Oh, sorry, I have told you this RV. This is ERV, 1000 ml to 1100 ml. Now, what is RV? Come on, tell me. 1100 ml to 1200 ml. Got it? That is about your. Now let's come to capacities. This is very important topic, capacity, since we confuse between the formulas like the additions. What sort of additions should we do? Which one we have to add? Now let us start with the respiratory capacities. This is a final topic. Final topic. Respiratory capacities. Now starting with the respiratory capacities. If the voice is low, please adjust. Please adjust for this video. From the next video, I'll be again making it. Now capacities. Come on. First of all, IC, EC, FRC. Okay. FRC, VC. IC, inspiratory capacity, TV plus IRV. What is TV? Tidal volume 500 ml plus IRV. What is 2500 to 3000? What is your net result? IC is equals to 3000 to 2500 ml. Okay. Now EC. Now what is EC? TV plus ERV. Now what is TV? 500 ml plus ERV. What is ERV? Yes, ERV 1000 ml to 1100. Is it correct? ERV, yes, 1000 ml to 1100 ml. 1000 to 1100 ml. Now what is EC? 1500 is equals to 1500 to 1600 ml. 1600 ml. Now what is FRC? FRC, add RV plus ERV. Okay, RV plus ERV or TV plus IRV plus ERV, or also you can say RV plus ERV. Okay, RV plus ERV. Remember this. Okay, IRV. Okay, I hope this is not given in an NCERT. Strike it out, please. Strike it out. So that is what I am looking for. I haven't found this IRV. Okay, let us see if it is coming. Remember that. If it is coming, well and good. If not, leave it. TV 500 ml plus IRV. Okay, we have calculated this, right? So IRV plus TV, how much we got? IC. So 3000 to 3500 ml plus we have calculated this 1500 to 1600 ml. Now what is the answer? What is the result? FRC is equals to 4500 ml to 11 5100 ml. Is it correct? Yes, is it? It is. Sorry, it is. Okay, next VC we have to add all. Add all. Now ITV plus IRV plus ERV. TV plus ERV plus IRV plus RV. Okay, IRV plus TV 3000 to 3100 plus ERV 1100. Okay, ERV 1000. Here what did we add? Yes, sorry guys. Here, sorry. Wait. So that's what I'm thinking. Here we should had been adding. We should had been adding. Wait a minute. Got my mistake. I know you got it. Yes, TV is 500 plus IRV is how much? 2500 to 3000 ml plus ERV is 1000 to 1100 ml. Now we would get the perfect value. I'll be taking the calculator. Okay, let us calculate the minimum value. 500 plus 2000 means 3000 and 1000, 4000. this is 4002. uh, Here you go, 500 plus 3000, 3500, 3500 plus 1100, 2500 plus 1100, 3500, 0 0, 1100, 6 4, 4600. This is your answer. And here this is 3000 to 3500 ml plus 1000 ml to 1100 ml plus 1100 ml to 1200 ml. Now add this. Tell me VC. Tell me VC. VC, it is your HW. Homework. So that is it, guys. I have completed 3 chapters of human physiology, mostly required topics and asked topics. Okay, asked topics by our subscribers, not by the NEET NDA. Like not like that. Just joking, guys. The end. Not the end. We have still 3 topics that I have selected for you. I have already told you that I'll be taking in the next session, and this is the thing which we have discussed. I'll be sharing you notes one time. Human physiology total, I'll be sharing you the. Thank you, guys. If you want any other revised topics or requested topics, if you have them, please post it in the. Okay, I'm not seeing. Please, okay. Thank you. If you have any requested topics with you, please post it in the comment section below. I'll be seeing and making videos on it. Okay. And also we'll be starting test series week per week, 2 videos. And yes, hope that would be live, and hope you support that live. Thank you, guys. This is Vamsi signing off. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Have a great day further.